So at this point, folks, we got about 2.5 weeks until the presidential election. Thank God. It's almost over. We're like right there at the finish line. And Harris, of course, has decided she's going to do rallies. She's going to do more media appearances, even, of course, appearing on Fox News this week in a very hostile interview. Donald Trump, on the other hand, has decided to simply go insane. He, I guess, made the conscious decision, or his brain didn't give him a choice in the matter, has just gone totally nuts in the final 3 weeks of this campaign. And we saw it on full display this past week. His comments about using the military to go after what he calls radical left lunatics, which again he doubled down on in a Fox News town hall later in the week. We saw it when he went apoplectic because Kamala Harris released her medical records. And he said that her seasonal allergies represent a serious medical condition that could hinder her ability to be president of the United States. We saw it when he got on social media and demanded that Harris be forced to take a cognitive exam following her Fox News interview. We saw it Monday evening when he had his 40-minute dance along because people were just passing out, fainting at his rallies, and he said, screw it, let's play YMCA, why not, right? And of course, we have seen it with his refusal to do any kind of interview with anyone who may not be 100% nice to him. Now, of course, he did kind of break that this week with that interview with Bloomberg at the Chicago Economic Forum, and it did not go well for him. But that's just further proof of how insane he's gotten. During that economic forum, Donald Trump was asked a question about Google's monopoly and being broken up, and instead he talks about Virginia not being allowed to purge their voter rolls because the DOJ is suing them. He can't stay on topic. He can't pronounce words. He is slurring. He is low energy. He doesn't have it anymore. He's just kind of slow, just talking, whatever. Oh, maybe some music and I could dance to it. He doesn't know what's going on. And this week, the media did start to pay attention. Now, a couple weeks ago, we had the story from the New York Times telling us that Donald Trump has essentially lost his mind and there's raising, serious questions about his cognitive health. The Washington Post has done the same thing. We've got hundreds of doctors that have signed on to open letters saying Trump has to release his medical records. But he's not going to do it. He's not going to release his college transcripts. He's not going to release his taxes. He is going to spend these last 2 weeks being totally and completely insane. And writing for Mediaite, Colby Hall, had this to say about it. I want to read you a couple quotes from this article because I think it was very well written. The town hall spectacle, talking about the 40-minute dance party, was just the latest example of Trump's increasingly erratic behavior on the campaign trail. It also comes as Trump has started to engage in something of a bunker campaign strategy, dodging another debate with Vice President Kamala Harris and mostly avoiding interviews with real journalists that might put him in trickier situations than his friendly sit-downs with Fox News hosts and YouTube influencers. This is not normal behavior. Certainly not for someone running to serve once again as the leader of the free world. Taken on its own, it could be chalked up to Trump being Trump. He is, as Democrats delight in saying now, a weirdo. He's known to DJ music for club members at Mar-a-Lago and has likely been fawned over so much that he truly believes everyone loves the songbook from Cats as much as he does. Shortly after the town hall song fest, in the wee hours of Tuesday morning, Trump took to social media to attack Harris for releasing her medical report that found her to be in excellent health. Trump, who refused to release his own medical records, claimed his opponent's common seasonal allergies are, quote, deeply serious. Still, there's something different about his current behavior. The biggest red flag is his performance in and avoidance of challenging settings that all candidates must face during presidential campaigns. Now, he's done interviews. You can't say he hasn't. And he did do, like I said, the tough one with Bloomberg editor-in-chief this week. But mostly he's sticking to people he knows. He wants to go to Laura Ingraham, to Maria Bartiromo, to Sean Hannity, to people that he knows are not going to ask him anything difficult. He turned down Joe Kernan on Squawk Box on CNBC, actually canceled that after agreeing to it. He turned down 60 Minutes because he couldn't handle it. So, is he losing it mentally? Well, Colby Hall has a different theory. He doesn't think that Trump is losing it in terms of his mind. What he thinks Trump is losing instead is his mojo. Here's what he adds. I'd argue that the it that he's lost is not his marbles. He's lost his mojo. He's completely lost any sense of self-awareness, which is a clear symptom of being constantly surrounded by suck-ups and sycophants, eager to gain favor with constant praise and adoration. Trump may have relied on minds that could advise and guide him with constructive criticism in 2016. Those voices have dwindled, having been driven out by Trump's mania and reckless behavior. Trump is a 78-year-old man so prone to rambling tangents that he's begun to defend his elliptical manner of speaking by calling it the weave. No, that's not a self-effacing dig on his hair. The tangential and elliptical manner in which Trump answers questions is almost impossible to follow. So, what does that mean? He has no mojo. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have the energy. But why? Now, I do like what Colby Hall has written here, but I will tell you, I do disagree. I think this is all coming from the cognitive state of Donald Trump. He continues to lose his grip on reality. Hell, in the Univision town hall he did this week, he once again repeated the repeatedly debunked claim that migrants in Springfield, Ohio were eating cats and dogs. He is not invested in reality. He did a video this week promoting a new crypto that his family is deeply involved in. That, by the way, when it launched, totally did not do good. That's a story for another day. It was pretty hilarious. He's gone out there selling coins, selling Bibles, selling sneakers. He has done all of these things that are not campaigning, but instead are ways to separate fools from their money. He is not a serious person. But more importantly, he is not a serious candidate. And yes, I do think to a degree, as Hall said, he's lost his mojo. He certainly doesn't have the same level of energy or stamina that he used to have. We see that reflected in his rallies. He could have continued talking at that rally Monday evening in Pennsylvania. But for 40 minutes, played music, singing, swaying, bopping, doing this, whatever the hell that is, telling people they can't leave, even though they were fainting from the heat in the room. That's not normal. But it's not all because he's lost his mojo. I do think it's because he's lost his mind. So these last 2 weeks, based on what we've just seen in the last 6 days, I think the next 2 weeks, we will see the most insane, the craziest, least reality-driven version of Donald Trump that we have ever seen in our lifetimes. Thanks for watching today, everybody. And don't forget, if you're not already, please do subscribe to this channel. We have fresh content going up every single day, and I would really hate for you to miss out on that. And speaking of missing out, if you're not following me across all other social media outlets, then get on it. You can follow the links in the description of this video.